Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm back with another video. I wanted to give you an update on what I've been up to, what I've been thinking, what I've been struggling with. I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions and it's kind of hard to focus on one specific thing. So first of all, I probably titled this video very clickbaity. Well, not really, because it's actually true. I finished my first book in 8 years. I haven't finished an actual novel since probably my last book review on the Readables channel, which was about 8 years ago, which is insane. I have read other things aside from books, but like webtoons and webcomics. I really got into that a couple of years ago, still am. And like, you know, those spicy reads you would read on apps and stuff, I've dabbled in a little bit of that as well. But it's my first time completing a book. So congratulations, Sarah J. Bass, for pulling me out of my book slump, as well as my sister, who showed me what she was reading. She's currently reading this series as well, and she kind of asked me about ordering from certain places. Like, I knew what's hot right now, or like what's going on in the book community and where to go. But yeah, she showed me the series or what she was reading a couple weeks ago. She asked, and I asked her, it's like, oh, when you're done the first book, can I read it? Because I had a feeling that I wouldn't, you know, pick up the book right away. But she was currently reading it and asked me if she wanted to order the series on my behalf because there was a sale going on. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. It's like, we'll see how the first book goes. And then she sent me a couple of reels about how the first book is kind of slow and things don't really get good until the second book. And I was like, okay, just order it. And so when it came in, I don't think I dove into it. I think it took me 2 weeks to read this. So yeah, my overall thoughts, if I would give it a rating right now, I would say 2.5 out of 3 stars. I was definitely pulled into the world building aspect, or where this world takes place. I think one of the cool parts of the setting is the different courts of the Fey realm. And what I love about it is how easily I can imagine the different courts, because they're divided into different seasons and time of day, and you can easily imagine what kind of Fey and other creatures and what the setting would look like based off of that. So I really like that. I think my biggest gripe towards the first book is Faye's character and her character development, or maybe lack thereof. It was kind of difficult to nail down Faye's character for me, because I feel she is kind of all over the place, and certain things she was doing just didn't make sense, and things kind of snowballed at the very beginning when she was taken to the Spring Court, and it was just, I don't know. I had the most issue with her character. There were definitely some aspects of the book where I didn't think it was slow at all. I didn't think it was a slow read. I kind of actually liked the unusual structure of the book. You would think that certain parts of the book would be introduced earlier in the story, but things were kind of concentrated more towards 3/4 at the end of the book, which was interesting, but I didn't mind. But yeah, that's my very short summary of what I thought of the book. I kind of, after finishing the book, I'm recording this currently on Sunday. I finished it on Friday, and I was thinking, it's like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to someone about this. Because I haven't had that feeling in a very, very long time. And I was wondering if like people did live streams of like book discussions. Book discussions and book reviews, I feel, would be very conducive in a live streaming environment, because you get that instantaneous feedback with other readers. So I'm kind of thinking about that at the back of my mind, that would be really fun to do after finishing the series. It would be interesting to do a live stream for a new series, I guess, because you wouldn't be spoiled. I don't think I would get spoiled during the live stream, but I think it would be easier to hash out or to really get into the discussion after reading the entire series, I feel, maybe. So I'm kind of thinking about that, which is weird because I haven't been on the channel in, like I said, 8 years. I haven't, you know, officially quit or go, you know, closing that channel by any means. I always had the readables channel open, like have that door slightly ajar. So if I ever felt like posting there, I could. But yeah, so I'm on to A Court of Mist and Fury next. I haven't started it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm assuming this is Riz, holding a wedding ring. I did read the back summary of it, and I suspect a love triangle, which is exciting because I love that trope. Can't get enough of it. Reading for me has been always, I don't know, currently a guilty pleasure. I'm not looking for the greatest story of all time. I want to be entertained. I want to, having guilty pleasure reads sounds kind of bad, but I love them. So looking forward to reading that and how that turns out. So I've been kind of enveloped in that aspect. I've also, I don't know if you guys play From Software games, but Elden Ring dropped their latest DLC trailer, which I'm super excited for. I finished the first game, the Elden Ring game, and I'm definitely going to be playing the DLC. I was talking to my brother Alana, and he's going to be helping me, or he's going to upgrade my system. I've been kind of on the fence whether to upgrade my PC system in a while, and so I have to talk to him again because he sent me some parts and kind of a new build to consider. So I think I'm gonna upgrade that, I think, and I'll probably be able to play Elden Ring or live stream it well, I think, without the crazy amount of dropped frames, which was so annoying, but super fun. If you're unfamiliar with Elden Ring, the world of this game is fantastical, super detailed, super imaginative, super violent, really great characters, really great bosses, really flexible as far as gameplay and game style. So if you heard of previous From Software games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, I have yet to finish Bloodborne. I kind of feel bad about that. I really need to finish that video game, but I really like the world of Elden Ring, and super excited to see this new main character boss, the new weapons, and the new environments. It looks so good, and yeah, super excited about that. As far as art is concerned, I have been arting, but at a very slow pace. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions as I browse Pinterest for drawing references and inspiration. I really like a lot of different artists and artwork. More recently, Little Thunder has been a really great inspiration. At the beginning of the year, she would post videos of her completed sketchbooks that she would do like in a couple of weeks. I think she would do 6 finished pages a day, which is insane. So that kind of motivated me at the beginning of the year, and now it's kind of slowed down. I feel like doing practice or studies have definitely gone to a standstill because I wasn't getting as motivated as I wanted to be, and I thought to myself that, or told myself that I shouldn't have to wait to create finished pieces of artwork or to create finished drawings if I didn't know 100% on how to do something. So yeah, anyways, but yeah, a couple of things. Ooh, this guy here, Little Thunder, has been doing like Jujinka, like humanizing, or not, it's not necessarily anthropomorphizing, but humanizing her pet cats, and I thought I would do the same with Max here. And I just love how he drew his face, and I can't get it back. I don't know how to draw it. I can't. But I love that. And so these were just more studies or expressions of humanized acts there. When Holotaco dropped their like February releases, this is what, Alien Infatuation. So kind of humanizing, I don't know, inanimate objects, I guess. Yeah. What else is here? Oh yeah. So for drawings, so every time I want to create something or do a finished drawing, or if I see something on Pinterest, I would, if I don't know how to do something, I would obviously go to Pinterest to how to render something, how other people approach things. So when I was looking at YoriYukii's paintings, her lovely environment paintings, I was trying to figure out how to create that or just render landscapes using alcohol markers. So I've been looking at that. What else? I've also been working a lot in my Procreate or in my iPad to jot down ideas really quickly, because sometimes I didn't want to draw in my sketchbook, so I would just do it in my iPad. But yeah, so I was kind of doing environmental or just like landscapey things that I didn't think I would get into, but I really like the idea of. It's just I don't know if I want to do so. Oh yeah, rendering trees is fun, and I feel like doing it in markers. I thought I would like it in watercolor, maybe because I'm doing it in my sketchbook and it's not a great. The paper isn't great to do it in, so, but the alcohol marker in the Artist Loft sketchbooks for Michael's seems to handle it pretty well. What else? I'm like doing not character designs, but kind of fan art of actual things I like IRL, like food and Crocs and the great Truck-kun from Webtoons. He's a character unto himself, and fast food establishments, drawing kind of characters, because I've been thinking of sticker designs, and after reading, bookmarks would be really great too to create as products, and or just things. I kind of want to make things for myself, and I feel like for this month as a goal or some things I'd like to figure out this month is equipment and things I'd like to get to create, not like homemade stationery, even though it's not to that extent. I think for the moment, probably just homemade stuff, things I like, and just silly ideas I'd like to execute at home. If I ever open a shop, which I probably will, I've been thinking of probably certain things like stickers, like vinyl stickers you can stick to your sketchbook, or water bottles would be outsourced out rather than doing it in home. As far as efficiency and time, I think I would probably rather go down that route. But I still need to find a decent inkjet printer and things I could create in-house personally for myself right now, just because I'd like to, and if I did outsource it, I would still need to print things in-house just so I can have a good sense of good understanding of the size of the product and how the color would look like. So I would still need those things anyways. So I'm probably going to do a lot of research of what other artists are using, what I would need for an in-home setup as well. So I'm considering all of those factors before I purchase anything, because buying things specifically for personal use can add up, and hobbies can get expensive, and I'm no stranger to that. I've purchased a lot of equipment and materials for just to try things out, and things could add up and things pile up, and I've done that. So this will probably be no different. So hopefully this month I could figure out what equipment I find in the end and what I find best for my use. So hopefully I can let you guys know at the end of the month what I end up with. This is what I did this morning. Oh, this is a washi tape idea. If you read webtoons and you see the crow with the ellipses behind it to indicate the awkwardness of some certain situation, I'm pretty sure there's washi tape like that, but I had to put that down just in case no one has. But yeah. Anyways, this is my Lo-Fi Girl version of her reading. This is my preferred reading pose, I guess. This is how I normally read, is hunched over a book on my couch or bed, legs crossed, and posture in horrible disarray probably, but this is my usual reading position, is the bend over crossed knees position. So yeah. Another thing I've been working on is, well, not really, it's just kind of an idea, a seed of an idea, and I wouldn't put too much stock into this just yet, but in reading again, hopefully the momentum, keeps going forward. I thought I would create things regarding, book related stationery. Like I said, bookmarks, maybe book plates. I don't think people use book plates, but that would be cute. But I thought of I really love the look of the streetwear antisocial social club, and so I came up with something in a similar vein called Really Reading Reading Club. And I just realized it after reading the first book of Court of Thorns and Roses, that when back in the day when I used to read books voraciously every week, I would just inhale books and really binge read books, but I would forget what I read as soon as I finished it. So I don't know if it's because of the 8-year time lapse or the 8-year gap, but 2 weeks isn't bad, I think, for reading a book. Not to say I didn't want to inhale certain aspects of the book, but when you start to read, really read, you pick up things an author writes that are that just takes you out of the story. And that's where I came up with Really Reading Reading Club. And at first it kind of sounds gatekeepery, which I don't mean it to make it be. It's more of an expression of this author says something really out of pocket and it just took me out. I'm trying to find, and what took me out was just one paragraph regarding Faye's illiteracy and her explanation of why that was, and it just took me out. And I was like, what is happening? And that paragraph and that character trait is probably inconsequential and probably doesn't matter, but I was just so annoyed. Let me find it. It's a short paragraph. It wasn't entirely my fault that I was scarcely able to read. Before our downfall, my mother had sorely neglected our education, not bothering to hire a governess. Okay, so at that point it's like, oh wow, so her and her sisters, Nesta and Elaine, didn't get an education. That is so crazy. Why would her mother do that? I thought to myself. And after poverty struck and my elder sisters, who could read and write, deemed the village school beneath us, they didn't bother to teach me. deemed the village school beneath us, they didn't bother to teach me. Oh God. I could read enough to function, enough to form my letters, but so poorly that even signing my name was mortifying. My mother had sorely neglected our education. Our education. So who did that include? Her sisters, but her sisters could read and write well enough. Someone missed this. I was so mad. I had to, after reading the paragraph, I had to Google right away how old her older sisters were, because I was thinking, like, oh, they must be so much older that they were taught a full education. And by the time Faye was born, her mother, for some reason, didn't want to hire a governess. It's like, oh, okay. But no, they're 2 years apart, each one of them. So it's like, how? Why make that trait that she could be illiterate? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I could understand her not being able to write out of practice, and she wouldn't use it that much, but being able to read at, I think they went into poverty, like she would be around 10 years old, 10 or 11. So I wouldn't, like, why wouldn't you be able to read at like a 5th grade level, which is pretty good, I would say. It would be beyond her capabilities right now. So I don't know. That tilted me. I know it was of inconsequential, like, character trait, but it's like, why? Why? Anyways, that's the reason behind really reading Reading Club, is when you read something that makes you go, why? That just takes you out of it, you know? So that's everything. I'm going to continue to read, hopefully do a March wrap-up. Hopefully that's one of my goals, is to finish A Court of Mist and Fury, to figure out printers, and my sister is using my Cricut, so I might ask for it back, or find maybe something else is on the market that's just as good, or, you know, has advanced in like something cutting world. I also want to look into, like, I feel like the Really Reading Club would be so fun on like a t-shirt or a tote bag. That would be really cool to do. So that is everything, guys. I really hoped this video was somewhat informative as to what I've been up to so far with drawing. I'm more so continuing to create things that I would like to make, and less about perfecting my skills at the moment. I feel like I need to get back into the studies to make sure I don't lose what I've already developed. But getting into drawing and wanting to draw is less scary. It's more about what exactly I like drawing. I think that's one of the things, or one of the questions I had a hard time answering, and still kind of am thinking about, was if I had the skills, if I had the ability to create whatever I wanted, what is it exactly that I would want to create? And that was something I'm still currently working on and figuring out. But at the moment, I'm kind of in that creator maker phase of what I can make for myself that would be fun, that would be silly, because for the most part, my approach to art has been quite serious up until now. It's like, I need to be very good at this thing and need to be polished. And whereas in reality, in general, in the art that I want to create, I don't know, I'm pretty not unserious about it, but it's pretty lighthearted, the kinds of things I like. You know, I really do like seeing very detailed, heavily rendered pieces of art, but I also love really goofy, memey types of things, and they just hit different, you know? Right, Max? They just hit different. So those kind of goofy, silly kind of pieces of work or art, I like just as much, and for different reasons as well. So anyways, that's everything. Let me know what you'd like to read, what you're reading right now, what everyone's reading right now, because I kind of want to read what everyone else is reading just to see what people are interested in, what people are excited about, and just want to jump into that discussion as well. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a very good one. Talk soon. Bye.